Hello everyone, welcome back to the Public Workshop Part 2. To add the Part 2 folder, we can click this cross icon and then we can select the Part 2 folder. To create a shortcut here, double click to open the folder. Now we are going to double click to open this file. As mentioned in part 1, we will decorate this skirt after we finishing the jacket practice. So you can see that this is a very simple skirt and the shell trim fabrics are already aside. And in the following steps, we are going to add the wrinkles, some wrinkles and check button to complete this skirt. According to the notes that we have, the first step we need to do is to apply the washing effects to the skirt. So let's go back to CLO and then we will double click to open this folder, effects. And you will see there are different washing effects. So we can try this one first, right click and then choose add as graphic. And then you can move your mouse to the front panel, left click to place the graphic, and then click OK to confirm. And then you can preview the effects in 3D window, and you can even rotate the graphic, rescale the graphic, and we can also adjust the opacity value. We can follow the notes instruction to lower the texture opacity to 60%. And then we can also change the color to a blue color by copy and paste the color code. So first we need to copy the color code, or you can memorize it. Then go back to CLO. So change the opacity to 60 and then click the color chips, place the color code to find the correct color, and then add this color to here, then click OK to confirm. So if you are happy with this effect, we can click the graphic again and then press Ctrl C to copy, then Ctrl V to paste, and then once again Ctrl R to flip it vertically, and then left click to place. If you don't want to have a symmetric effect of the washing effect, you can rescale the new one a little bit to have a more natural result. And if you're happy with the effects, then we will go to the next step. After adding the washing effect, now we will add whipping details on the skirt. So go back to CLO and then we will right click this whip image and then choose add as graphic. So according to the marking on the pattern, we will place the whip image here. So left click to place. And we can click OK first, and then we scale it afterwards. So I'm trying to make it smaller until its size is matching the base shape. And then the next step is changing the color. So again, I will copy this color code and then place it in the color window to find the correct color, and then add it here, and then click OK to change the color of the whip. Then I will use internal polygon to draw an internal shape to cut out these parts. So after completing the shape, and then use transform pattern, right click, then choose cut and sew, and then I will right click this small pattern and then choose assign to new fabric, and then you will have a new fabric under object browser, and I will change the opacity value to 0. After that, you will see this area is showing the underneath layer. So if I hide the pocket, you can see now the whip becomes more natural as it is showing the avatar skin. Okay, I'm going to show the pocket pattern in 3D because it was hidden as I was pressing the shortcut Shift Q to hide it. So we are moving on to the next page. After adding the whipping and washing effects, now we are going to add the grinding effects. So we will convert these 3 baselines as internal lines, and then we will add the grinding effects by using the top stitch tools. Go back to the previous folders and then double click to open the grinding folder. So you can see there are 3 different types of top stitch files, and to add this top stitch under object browser, we need to first select the top stitch page and then click add to create a new top stitch style. Then we can hold the left key and then drag it and drop it to replace the top stitch one, and then it will become grinding lines. So we will do the same step to add the rest of the top stitches to the object browser. Now we have light, medium, and thick. And then we will zoom in to see the baselines, and then we will use the trace tool. Hold the shift key and then select the baselines, and then press enter to convert them as internal lines, and then we will use the segment top stitch tool. Okay, and at the same time we will zoom in to see this side of the skirt, and then we will select the grinding medium top stitch, and then move your mouse to this internal line, left click to add, and also left click again to add the grinding medium top stitch to this internal line, and then change to grinding thick, and then left click to add to the rest of the top stitch. And then we will go to render mode, and then we will click interactive render to preview the grinding effects. So the reason why we need to turn on the interactive render to see the effects, because the grinding top stitch are using the fur material, and this is one of the materials that only can be viewed in render window. So that's why we cannot see the effects in 3D, but we can see the instant result in render window. Okay, if we rotate the 3D window, the render window will be synchronized. And if we zoom out a little bit, you can see that the fur length are okay, but the color of the grinding top stitches are too bright, so we need to change to another color to make it look more natural. So to do that, we can hold the shift key and then select the medium and thick, and then copy the suggested color code from the notes, and then click the color chips again, paste the color code, and then click OK to confirm. So since the thick top stitch has 2 pages, so we also need to change the color for the second page as well. So click number 2 and then click the color chips. As we already add the color here, so we can select it by clicking these color chips directly and then click OK to confirm. So now we have the grinding effects with matching color. Okay, so we stop the render for now, close the render window. Then we will add the grinding light on the front pocket edge. So make sure you are selecting the light and then left click to add. Okay, so once you see the pink line, we can add the same to the other side. So we still cannot see the effects because this is the 3D window. And I will also add the grinding light to the back pocket edge, but I will use 3 top stitch. So because they are symmetric patterns, so I just need to add to one side. And then I will open the render window again, turn on the interactive render. So you can see a raw edge effect in render window. Once again, we need to change the color to make it look more natural and realistic. So you can turn to the back and double check the effects. And then we can stop the rendering. Next, we will move on to the wrinkles part. Open our notes, and then you will see the steps to show you how to add the 3D wrinkles. Go back to close the render window, and then we will turn the avatar to the front view. Also do the same for the 2D window. Once again, we will use Chase to convert the baselines to internal lines. Hold your Shift key and then left click to select all the baselines. Press Enter to confirm. You can click the background to double check if all the internal lines are ready. And then change to Edit Pattern. And then I will start from the second line, hold my Shift key, and then I will choose the second and the fourth. Also the second, the fourth, and the sixth lines at the same time, and then I will change their angle to 360. Enter. After that, you can see these lines become green. So if I turn on the simulation, you can see a slight effect at the front. And if I want to make the effects become more obvious, I can keep the simulation on and then choose all the internal lines again. Change the strength to 15. Enter. Don't forget to change the dark red color lines angle to 0. Enter. So that you will have red lines and green lines. So since the simulation is on, you can see the result immediately. And if you want to have a more obvious effect, you can go back to the 2D window, select the internal line, and then increase the full strengths. But for now, I'm happy with the effect with 15. Okay, we can turn off the simulation. Next step, we will go back to the previous folders and then open Trims folder. So we will add these widgets to the object browser. So select button page, and then we will replace this default button by dragging and dropping to here with the widget. So after you see the widget icon here, you can zoom in 3D and then select button tool. Left click to place the widget. You can also place it in 2D window, and both windows are synchronized. If you want to adjust the widget's placement, you can select and move to button. So you can move it, or you can do the same in 2D window. You can select the widget style under the object browser, and then you can change the size. For example, I can enlarge it by typing 7 millimeters. So you can change the correct size that you want, and then You can also change its color. But for this practice, I want to keep the rivets as silver. And we will also add the rivets on the back pocket. So change the tool to button and then left click to add. So to add the same rivets to the symmetric pattern, we can use select and move button and then right click the rivet and then choose duplicate to symmetric pattern, so that you will have the same position and size and same style of the rivets. Then the next step is to add the shank button at the front. Click add and then you will have a new button here. Then you can drag and drop this button 15mm to replace it. I already add a texture image with a CLO logo. So you can also design your own button image in Photoshop. And you can find the UV map by clicking hardware and themes. And then go to button and buttonholes. You will find a folder called Button UV Texture Maps. So you just need to right click and then copy the path. Then you can find the file path in your Windows. Let's go back to the practice folder. Okay, so once again, I will use button tool, select the correct button, and then left click to paste the shank button. So you can see the CLO logo in 3D window. The final step will be adding the jacket to complete the total look, and then add the 3-point lines file to render the images for presentation. Before adding the jacket to complete the style, we need to reopen the jacket files again, and then click File, Save as Garment Type. Then go back to the script file and then click File, Add Garment, and then choose the jacket garment file and then click Open. So make sure the load type is Add. Click OK to confirm. So after adding the jacket, we can move the 2D patterns a little bit far away from the skirt patterns because we don't want them overlapping to each other. And then we can select all the skirt patterns, change the layer to -1, enter. You can check this box, as this is just a information box. You can read the details and then check the box as don't show again and then click OK. And then we can turn on the simulation. Since we set the layer as -1 for all the skirt patterns, the jacket patterns will be stepping on the skirt patterns. So after the simulation becomes stable, we can stop the simulation and then change the layer to 0 and go back to the normal. And then we can change the avatar hair. So I will choose the one that I like. And also I will change her shoes to sneakers. So open shoes folder and then double click to change the shoes. After that, I will go to pose folder. And then I will choose the pose that I like. Double click to apply the pose and then click OK to confirm. And then the simulation will be turned on and the avatar will start posing. Okay, after the pose is complete by changing, we can turn on the simulation again to make sure both garments are simulated completely, and then turn off. Then we can go to render window. So turn on the interactive render to see the preview. And as we want to have a better render effect and a more realistic lighting, so we can try to add rectangle lights to simulate the 3-point light in CLO. So we can click to add a rectangle light here. And then we can use the gizmo tool to adjust its position, and we can also rotate. And actually we can stop the render if you find the render slowing down the speed. You can set up the 3-point light in 3D window. Press 5 or right click the background and then choose top 5 to further adjust the rectangle light's position. Then we can go back to the front. So according to the notes, we will need 2 more rectangle lights. So we can try to create the other 2 rectangle lights to form the 3-point light environment. But actually I already prepared the 3-point light file for you to try. So you can go back to the light properties. Then you should be able to find the VLP file. So add the VLP file to the light property and then turn on the interactive render again. Now you will have the 3-point light effect. And also the ground shadow effect. So you can further adjust the image size and the background color by clicking image properties. After you confirm the details and setting, you can stop the render and then press the second button, final render image or video, to output the image for your presentation. This is the end of our mini workshop part 2. Thanks for watching and don't forget to like our videos and subscribe our channel. Thank you. Bye bye.